Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
A man rented a storage unit on the west side, and what he wanted to keep was taken from him, and he is far from the only one.
As our Jonathan Cotto reports, the number of self-storage break-ins may be more than you would expect.
I went through a whole range of emotions between angry, sad, frustrated, I guess hopeless in some areas.
Joshua Gomez says he rented a storage unit from this facility on the city's west side back in August. And a few weeks later, most of his belongings were gone.
Of course, we had like various boxes. I had some uniforms from my time in the Army, and like my class B uniform, dress screens, all that stuff.
But it was his extensive and expensive supply of tools that were even etched with his initials that seemed to have been the main target.
I would say between $15,000 to $20,000 worth of tools. Collected them over the years.
And Gomez isn't the only one who's fallen victim to storage theft. According to SAPD, in 2022, more than 700 cases of burglary of a rental storage facility were reported. This year, more than 500 cases so far.
We do know a couple other units were hit. They wouldn't give us any specifics.
This is Joshua's storage unit, and as you can see, there's no visible forced entry, and that's because he believes this lock right here was swapped.
It's clear that it was changed out.
Joshua says he hopes at least one of the many cameras on site captured those responsible.
Those things are heavy. There's a reason we had to get a U-Haul and have like 3-4 man power to push them on a U-Haul and then off, and I've done that many times, and it's definitely not easy, and it's impossible to be undetected.
Although front office personnel did not want to appear on camera, did say storage theft is not uncommon.
I would not recommend using any storage unit. You never know.
Joshua says he did pay for storage insurance, but now the company is asking for receipts of the tools. Reason why now he advises anyone not to store high-value items and have an inventory list complete with pictures. Reporting Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
A man charged in the 2017 murder of his wife was back in a courtroom today after his trial earlier this year ended in a mistrial. Guadalupe Contreras is still charged with first-degree murder, but now the mother of his children, who is also the victim's sister, wanted to talk about this case. She tells our Erica Hernandez that while she wants justice for her sister's murder, she doesn't believe Contreras did it.
I mean, he's innocent.
Alice de Leon Diaz is talking about the father of her children, Guadalupe Contreras. Contreras is accused of killing his wife, Elizabeth Contreras, back in 2017. Elizabeth also happens to be Alice's sister. A trial was held back in June, but ended in a mistrial due to evidence issues. At the time, Alice was subpoenaed by the state and not allowed to speak or even sit inside the courtroom during the trial. The testimony she's heard about, she believes, is incorrect.
They said I called the cops to say there was blood on the clothes, which I didn't. Basically, I did give the clothes to the officers. It was not my home.
As for those clothes, they were shown in court and appeared to have bloodstains. But Alice says the day the alleged murder took place, she picked up Contreras from work and didn't see blood on him.
That day, I picked him up from work with our daughter. He didn't, so if I would have seen blood, being the whole drama that's going on, wouldn't I have said something?
More key evidence presented in the trial was GPS data from Contreras' work vehicle, which showed that Contreras was in the area where Elizabeth's body was found. Alice says there was construction on 281 at the time and that there was no way he could have had time to commit murder.
They're saying he did this in 51 minutes. How can you do a crime in 51 minutes? I mean, especially when you don't have a criminal record and none of this has been brought out to light.
As for the case itself, the defense today filing an appeal which could set the case back even longer. The Fourth Court of Appeals will now review whether the case will move forward with a retrial, but that ruling could take several months to a year.
I want justice for Elizabeth. Believe me, I do. I want to know what happened to her. As long as this is still going on, I'll still be here, wanting to know exactly everything.
Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Just walking home from school, a driver arrested after SAPD says he was intoxicated when he hit that child with his car. Happened about 4 this afternoon near South Sandario Avenue and Wallace Street. The police report states a 26-year-old man driving westbound in his truck when he hit that 10-year-old boy crossing the street. Officers say the boy was walking home from school. The driver did stop to help, but that's when he was found to be intoxicated.
A Board of City Commissioners meeting boiled over this morning in Von Army. One woman was even arrested and hauled out in handcuffs from what was supposed to be a vote on the city budget and tax rate following public hearings. But issues with the timing of required public notices meant the votes were delayed. Dozens of people came out for the morning meeting, though, many of them angry with the city administrator.
She's a city administrator. She was not voted in by the citizens of Von Army. And an $80,000 salary is ridiculous.
An $80,000 salary for the administrator was included in a budget proposal she had put forward, though it has since been replaced. The city plans to finally vote on that budget on October 20th. Northside ISD is trying to warn and educate parents and families about the dangers of fentanyl. Right now, the district is holding a community safety forum.
Yeah, our Stefania Jimenez is there right now. She joins us live. Stefania, vaping and fentanyl, big concerns for parents.
Yeah, big concerns for different reasons, Steve. As we all know, fentanyl is deadly. It kills about 5 Texans every single day. That's just Texans. And with vaping, unfortunately, it's becoming all the more popular. And that's exactly what today is about. So when parents and students are showing up at this meeting, which, by the way, is happening here behind me, we have about 24 people here right now. They get pamphlets or sheets, just like what I'm holding here, just to show people what fentanyl does to your body and also how vape affects your body. But more so, we have parents and other people that we're speaking with here who are just concerned about what all of this means for their children. Joining us now live is Kathy Huntoon, a retired teacher whose goddaughter attends here, a school at NISD. And you were just telling me that you have several concerns when it comes to vaping and fentanyl. Tell us about that.
Yes, that's correct. My goddaughter's in 8th grade, so she'll be going to high school next year, and I'm just worried about her safety. How are we going to know she's okay all day? Are they selling fentanyl there? How easy can you get it? Who supervises that? And with the vaping, why is it tolerated? Are they arrested if they're caught with it? What are the consequences? I feel like if they don't have consequences, then we're just teaching them it's okay to do whatever you want to do. And I do worry about high school next year. Our children are grown, so I feel like we made it out of the woods okay. But I am worried about her.
And you were just talking about the vaping, and we do know that the law that went into effect September 1st would make it so that if children are caught or students are caught on campus, on any campus, school campus in Texas with vaping paraphernalia, they will automatically go to an alternative school for a certain amount of time. But just before we go, what are you hoping to get out of this meeting here today? What do you want to hear from the U.S. attorney and also from the DEA?
I want to hear that they're on top of things. I'm hoping that the DEA will really make me feel better about the school campuses and that they have a plan that they're putting into effect that will assure me that she's safe, as well as all the other children that are on campuses. And I know there are always going to be some that break the rules. I know there are always going to be some that really push the limits. But I'm hoping that they'll be a little more intimidated because the plan seems to be put in place. That's what I'm hoping for.
Kathy Huntoon, thank you so much for joining us. And can I just say you're a fabulous godmother for coming here to help
Thank you so much. We just love watching you guys.
Thank you so much. And to all of you out there, yes, the meeting is going on here right now. And after today, parents are going to get resources to find out more information about how they can have that conversation with their children so that they do stay away from vaping and fentanyl. And we should also mention before I go that this is also a big subject because NISD is the largest school district in San Antonio with more than 100,000 students. So to a certain extent, the school district does feel a certain responsibility to have that conversation about both of those subjects. For now, we're live here at NISD. Stefania Jimenez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Stephanie. He played linebacker at Baylor and in the NFL, but one of the biggest upsets he may have pulled is when he defeated an incumbent Republican to win a House seat in the Dallas area. Well, now Colin Allred has his sights set higher. He wants to beat U.S. Senator Ted Cruz next. Allred running for the Democratic nomination and then hopes to take on the senator. He sat down with me for the latest edition of Spreester Sessions. The congressman says he has a bipartisan record and his personality is in stark contrast to that of Cruz. And his plans are more in line with the average Texan, including his opinion on border security. Yeah, I brought up the buoys. You have an opinion on that?
I think it's barbaric. I don't think it's consistent with who we are as Texans or as Americans. I don't think that's border security. I think that's being inhumane. There is a difference. We can secure our border without treating people this way. And we're better than this as Texans and as Americans. That's what I firmly believe.
You can watch the latest edition of Spreester Sessions at 10 o'clock tonight on KSAT.com and the KSAT YouTube page, actually after the night beat. We also have our interview with San Antonio State Senator Roland Gutierrez there, one of Allred's Democratic opponents for the nomination. We'd like to sit down with Senator Cruz as well, but he may wait on that interview until he knows exactly who his Democratic opponent is.
A business pitch competition where the winners can win $100,000. Tech Fuel is like Shark Tank for local entrepreneurs. It's put on by Bexar County and Tech Block. Max Massey shows us how the competition works.
Betty's Co. is a women's healthcare company that focuses on Gen Z females.
Jennifer Newell came up with the idea of Betty's Co. back in 2017. She realized there was a problem with the approach to young women's healthcare.
When I looked at the market and I saw that nothing had really changed in the last 20 years, I decided I need to do something different. We need to do something different for the women of San Antonio and, beyond.
In 2021, Jennifer entered Tech Fuel, a pitch competition for early stage startups, and she won.
I was honestly quite surprised when we won the grand prize for Tech Fuel.
It's 5 minutes that they come and present what their company is doing so far, from their team, from their traction, how many customers, how they're doing a go-to-market, and that they have found that product market fit that people are interested in.
Programs like Tech Fuel aim to help local entrepreneurs like Jennifer. It helps grow their businesses and help our local economy.
It's fueling other companies, it's fueling other organizations to continue to get more investment into them, and it's growing our ecosystem.
So how do these winnings help?
Expedited our growth and then the brand and awareness for Betty's in San Antonio.
Right now, Betty's Co. sees about 100 patients a month here at this mobile unit, and really this is just the start.
What's next for Betty's is to continue to grow San Antonio, prove the value of what we are doing, and then start to look at expansion both here with additional locations.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look at traffic out there right now. We're going to take you to a little bit of a trouble spot. I-35 at Cesar Chavez. You can see one lane at least blocked there. Slow going getting through as traffic tries to make its way around this issue here along I-35. We're going to take a quick break, but up next, there's a number that I want you to call to help out Team Myra and, more importantly, save some lives. Stay with us.
Team Myra.
Woohoo!
Keeping their children safe a priority for every parent, but do your young drivers know what to do during a traffic stop? The decisions they make could be the difference between life and death. What a local nonprofit is doing to make sure young drivers get home alive and know what to do if they get stopped. It's on the Night Beat tonight at 10. The South Texas Blood and Tissue Center up against a huge challenge. Their blood supply remains low, and the equipment and vehicles they use to transport blood, they need some serious TLC. That's why today we're hosting a phone bank to try to help out. Myra in our other studio, Studio B, talking to those running the phone bank, and I heard some yelling that maybe there was a big donation that was made a little bit ago. Myra, how's it going over there?
Okay, Steve, you heard me. I got really excited because when I walked in here during the commercial break, I heard we got a $1,000 donation. That is huge. Absolutely huge. A tremendous thank you to everybody who has continued to donate. This means so much to South Texas, to me being part of Team Myra. They have challenged me here to raise $15,000 by October 21st, and we are so very close to our goal, over $12,000 right now. So 351-1363, that is the number to call to help out this nonprofit that saves lives every single day. And I'm joined now by Laura Burris. You are somebody who knows about that from personal experience. Your life was saved because of blood donation. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yes, so thank you so much for this opportunity to share the story. Young girl, I was 14 years old, growing up in rural Georgia. My family was traveling via car. We were struck by another vehicle. My mother was tragically killed. My father injured. I was very injured as well. A lot of lacerations, broken bones. and my arm was nearly amputated. Because of the extreme blood loss, the lacerations, I needed a life-saving transfusion immediately. So due to the generosity of my fellow Georgians and fellow Americans at that time, I was able to receive that transfusion, and I'm here today to share that story.
And you donated just today. It's something that you do consistently.
Yeah, and it was
the bandage to prove it. I did it recently as part of this effort. It is so easy to do. It saves 3 lives with every single donation. And I want to tell people before we go here what this money raised today is all about. It is for new vehicles. You heard Steve say they need some serious TLC. They do. I've seen them. Some of them don't have air conditioning in the back, and they are transporting blood, plasma, platelets. So the money raised here today goes toward that effort to get new vehicles that travel to Laredo, travel to Victoria every single day, multiple times a week, all across South Texas and San Antonio. So 210-351-1363. These call takers will be here until 7 o'clock, until the end of this show. Your donation helps me out in my effort here, but also truly helps save so many lives of our own neighbors and people in our community. Laura, thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Steve, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Myra. And like you said, you don't have to give just money. You can even set up a time to donate yourself. It's saving lives is what they do at the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. Appreciate them so much. All right, let's now turn to weather. And let's get some timing down on this cold front and the rain and the less humidity, Adam.
Yeah, and the cooler air. The taste of fall is going to take some time to arrive. Keep that in your mind. Changes aren't happening immediately. Rain is what we're focusing on for tomorrow, especially the first half of the day. Take a look at our rain chances and notice how they spike through the morning and midday, then taper off into the afternoon. I think the rain will first get to the hill country a little before sunrise, and then San Antonio shortly thereafter. Right now, the front's off in North Texas. All the activity along and ahead of it, North and West Texas, as pushes southward. Again, hill country arrival before sunrise. Shortly thereafter, say closer to 9 a.m., give or take, around San Antonio through 2 o'clock. And then after 2 o'clock, the rain really dissipates and pushes far south of town, up to 2 inches for the luckiest folks. However, most of us will see less than that. Still a warm day tomorrow. 77 at 7 a.m., 80 at noon, 83 the high temperature. But temperatures change by the weekend. Friday's another warm day at 87. This weekend, that's when we have the taste of fall. Mid to upper 70s for high temperatures at that point. Now, the drop in the humidity, that hits us Friday evening around sunset. So if you're at Friday night football games, you'll notice that drop in humidity and that nice north breeze. Low humidity throughout the weekend.
I'm coming.
All right, I think we're going to talk some high school football. Here comes Myra. I was distracted there a little bit.
Donations to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to talk about one of the top secrets in San Antonio high school football when we come back.
San Antonio Spurs fans cannot wait for the regular season to start because they want to see Victor Wembanyama play in person. Training camp is underway for the Spurs as they get ready for the regular season that starts for them 1 week from today at home with the Dallas Mavericks. We got to talk with Wemby and Doug McBuckets today, and Doug is impressed with the teenager and his length.
I mean, I feel a little bit better about getting blown by now. I feel like I like my chances with the guard at the rim against him. So he definitely protects the paint for you. I mean, I came off a handoff like an open gym a couple weeks ago, and I thought I had a wide open three, and all of a sudden an arm just comes out of nowhere and takes the ball out of the air. So it's pretty special. I think he's gonna be able to dominate on that end of the floor as well.
As for his role with the Spurs, Wemby says there are no limitations. The John Jay Mustangs are having a wonderful season on the football field. They're off to their best start since 2003 and showing no signs of slowing down. The Mustangs are 6-0 overall, 4-0 in District 29 6A, and they're tied with Harlan Hawks for first place. Jay has won 5 of its 6 games this season by double digits, and last week they handed Sotomayor its first loss of the season. That 6-0 record feels great.
It's special, most of us have been together since we were little, we grew up with that brotherhood, that family, so we know a lot about each other, and, we all have each other's back, and it's special being out here and doesn't even feel like practice. It just feels like time with your brothers, hardworking. Like, you know, we get competitive sometimes, and it's fun.
It's been great. It's amazing. Compete with my family and my brothers, and on and off the field, in the class too, and just keeping pushing and keeping going.
Coach Gutierrez and his John Jay Mustangs will play the Holmes Huskies tomorrow night at 7 at the Gus. Turning to high school volleyball, the Southwest Dragons are having a wonderful regular season as well. The Dragons swept Eagle Pass win last night 3-0, improving to 30-4 on the season and a perfect 8-0 in District 28 5A. The Dragons are one game ahead of Harlandale and their 7-1 district mark. We stopped by Southwest High School this morning to talk with the Dragons. The ladies are chasing their first district title since 2009, and they feel they have the squad to do it.
Besides our record proving it, I think that this is really our best year yet. The chemistry on and off the court is really good. You know, there's not really separate cliques. We all get along, and, you know, we have all grade levels on our team. And especially as a senior, I think we all try and make everybody feel special.
So I think it's like a really a positive environment. Like everyone wants to be here. Like we're all excited to play all the time. We show up to a game and we feel ready. We're on the bench. We're cheering for our teammates. No matter what, even if we get down, we find a way to come back always. And so I think that is what's helping us win and stuff.
We have great team chemistry, and I feel like even though our talent is there as well, our teamwork helps us so much. Everyone just clicks together, and I feel like that helps us so much on the court. Just finish the game.
Head coach Catherine Cortez is in her 6th year with the Dragons, her 5th year as head coach, and her team is playing well. The Dragons will host Medina Valley in district play Friday night at 6. And in Major League Baseball, the Rangers beat the Rays 7-1 to sweep that series. They'll play the Orioles in the ALDS, and the Twins are leading the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th 2-0. And that was about 10-15 minutes ago. Last I got to check that.
All right. Thank you, Larry.
You got it.
KSAT Explains is up next.